Hello. I've been waiting for a bus for 20 minutes, and I know that 5 will turn up together any time now. Sometimes I really hate buses in Leeds, and I'm not the only one complaining.
I have to stand around for about 15-20 minutes, and then 3 go at once, and it annoys me all the time. I think they ought to space them out a little more.
I'd say that sometimes the timetable could be a bit better. It's a bit infrequent at times, especially at night.
They're always late, and spurt. Just unreliable.
And there's very few going down towards Clarence Dock and the Royal Armouries in that direction.
In fact, it seems a lot of people are complaining about public transport. Pressure groups talk of infrequent buses, little information on services, and a general unwillingness for car users to try the bus. In the last 40 years, bus use has halved, whilst car use has increased tenfold. I went to the Institute of Transport Studies at Leeds University to ask Peter Bonsall about plans to get Leeds car users back on board.
Well, probably the most well-known example is the Superbus, which runs along the guided busway down Scotthall Road, which gives the bus an advantage over the queuing traffic, and now is joined up to a park and ride site at the far end, and that seems to be being very successful in persuading people to move to public transport. The other examples would be the improvement of the bus stops in the centre of Leeds, where they're now got a little bit more information on them and a logical numbering system so that people could, in theory, know where each bus stop was. And then finally, not yet quite complete, is the bus loop road, which will allow buses to move close to the pedestrianised area of the city, hopefully avoiding the most part of the congestion.
On top of these improvements, what have Leeds City Council got planned for the new millennium?
Again, the most well-known one would be the Super Tram, which, if the funds become available, would run in from the south in towards the city centre, and then another line later coming down through Headingley, perhaps. But the funds are not yet available for those, and so it's not certain yet whether that will really happen.
With plans for trams, the bus companies are modernising to compete. First Leeds are the largest bus operator in the area, and they've recently invested in a new generation of buses. I came to speak to Charles Donnelly to find out more. So why did you decide to invest in these new buses?
Well, we found that passengers were telling us about the state of the vehicles we had in the past. Our fleet was getting old, so we looked around for a more modern vehicle, and a modern vehicle which people would feel comfortable about riding in. One, from the point of view that we provided a lot better seating arrangements in these type of vehicles, and also we provide a lot more leg room, and we wanted to provide a much brighter atmosphere, so hence we have a very bright lighting, and we thought it was a way that we can encourage people to use public transport more.
So the emphasis is on passenger comfort?
Yes, it is, yes, and certainly from our research that's what passengers have indicated that they want.
Have the new buses attracted new passengers?
Certainly on the routes where we've tried them, which is the Service 50 route between Leeds City Centre, Seacroft and Halsworth, we have seen a certain passenger growth there of quite considerable numbers, and so we feel that it's worthwhile making the investment, and we will continue to do so. We plan to give our staff some customer care training. In the past, the image of the bus driver hasn't been too good, so we're now very conscious that we need to up that image and treat our passengers like customers, like they expect to be treated in the shop. So that, coupled with the fact that we are actively trying to cooperate with the local authorities about making public transport more reliable, that we can deliver a quality package to the passenger and increase our passenger numbers.
There's one problem with all this investment in Leeds transport. Schemes like guided busways use public money. With passenger numbers falling each year, does Peter Bonsall believe the funding of these schemes is justified?
Well, it has to be, because the alternative is just for the city to get more and more congested. So you've got to do something. That may involve putting taxes on cars in order to persuade people not to use them. It may involve increasing the parking charges, again, persuading them not to use them. And then the money you get from those road charges and parking charges could be used to improve the public transport.
So, when super trams are speeding down here, followed by tons of buses, it'll be fantastic for travellers. but council planners will just have to hope that enough people use the services to make it not another case of wasted public millions.